Hey, what's up, everybody? I know this is not my normal drop day for VeVe videos, but I've been thinking about this since the 11th, and I wanted to make sure that I had my thoughts in order before I made a video about it. And I think it's important enough to make a separate video. And this is about the SEC's investigation into Yuga Labs, basically the Bored Ape creators, and looking at other NFT projects. This particular article came out on the 12th, but it started to be reported on the 11th. And when I saw the first article, the Bloomberg article on the 11th, I was thinking, like, how could I be so stupid? I mean, I've been through this with Ripple, and how did I not ignore these issues when getting into NFTs? But it is what it is. So I'm not a lawyer here, and I'm just going to give you my opinion. And this is not to tell you to do anything or take any action now, just to be aware of this issue and follow it. So basically what's happening is the SEC, and this started back in 2019, and it started to pick up in 2021, is looking to see whether NFTs are securities. You know, it's the same issue between that has been going on for many years. So they're saying in one case, Bitcoin is not a security because it's really like a currency, but however Ripple is because it's more like an ICO, and was used to raise money and whatnot. I mean, these issues are far from being decided yet, but it's something you should keep on your radar. And how this is going to be decided is how NFTs, and I'm not going to speak specifically about VeVe. This is not a VeVe issue. This is a NFT issue, but I'll use VeVe because I'm the most familiar with it. It's how they're going to be respond to what's called the Howey Test. And this is the Howey Test. So I'm going to read it. Normally I don't like to read stuff on the screen, but this is important. The Howey Test is: the Supreme Court established 4 criteria to determine whether an investment contract exists. An investment contract is, and it must meet these 4 criteria, an investment of money. Okay, we know the VeVe platform is like that. It's a common enterprise. Yes, it's the VeVe app, the VeVe platform. The 2 hard ones. So these are a given. 1 and 2 are pretty much a given for all NFTs. The 2 issues, the difficult issues where they're going to be stuck on is with the expectation of profit and to be derived from the efforts of others. Now, if you look at how the community is responding to the drops, and it's like, oh, it's going below retail and whatnot, and this leads more toward an expectation of profit. So, for example, a number of people have tweeted and made videos and said, it's really not a collectible app; it's an investment app, and that's where number 3 becomes an issue. Now, that's why VeVe has said over and over again, the VeVe team are fully aware of these issues. That's why the VeVe team continually says it's a collectible app. It's a collectible app. It's a collectible app. The hardest one to meet in the test is that the contract exists when the effort of others comes into play. Now, here's where some of the speculation is. And again, the SEC has not decided. So, this is just analysis, not only mine, but others. It's what are going to be the problems here? And the one task that most analysts have pointed out is burning. For example, if tokens or NFTs are burned to prop up the value of the underlying NFT. So I'm I've said in previous videos, I'm not a big fan of burning collectibles. To me, it's like I look at it as a collectible, and I'd hate to see people go in and, if they had, let's say, a Naruto statue, and what the Naruto statue that I had, there was a 3,000 men. Let's say it didn't sell out. Of course, it did sell out, but anyway, that I had. Let's say it didn't sell out, and there were 1,000 left. I'd hate to see people go and destroy it, but that's another issue. But if the burning exists because automatically, and it's done by VeVe, that may be an issue with number 4. I don't know. I'm sure the VeVe team and the VeVe lawyers are really looking at this, but with what's happened in this last week, I think they're going to be looking even closer at this, trying to prop up the prices by burning. The other one is, the other two are the MCP program. I'm wondering whether the issues about the release of the MCP program are more tied to this than technical issues, because they don't seem to be very hard technically. I mean, we have websites out there and that people have built to calculate MCP points, so it doesn't seem that difficult. I mean, there's a formula there. You just apply it to the underlying data set, and you have your numbers. But how the things get used, the points get used, that's going to be a key to number 4 and number 3. The other big one is utility. I think utility is going to be a big problem for number 4. Depending, and the key word is depending on what that utility is. And this is what the SEC is looking at. So there are no answers right now. I don't know if there are going to be answers this year. And which I highly doubt. I doubt that there are going to be answers this year. But if you're into NFTs, and again, I'm not saying VeVe, but if you're putting money into it, I'd highly recommend you follow the SEC's investigation into Bored Apes and see how it expands. This is going to be a watershed event for the NFT community and determine what's going to happen going forward. Hopefully, it doesn't end up like Ripple, where everything just gets destroyed and it just becomes no longer the talk of the town. I don't think it is, because NFTs have a much broader reach and have a much broader application than just XRP. But we will see. So pay attention to this. There's going to be a lot of talk about this in the investment community. I'm waiting to see when CNBC starts picking this up and starts really talking about it, and then we'll get a sentiment of where the power media is going with this. Well, thanks for watching, and aloha.